echoes of Olympus, lessons from Greek mythology. In a world losing its way, long before towers of steel scraped the heavens, before nations rose and crumbled, there were stories. Stories carved into marble, recited by poets under open skies. The ancient Greeks told of gods and mortals, of ambition and betrayal, of virtue hard-won and virtue lost. These myths were more than entertainment. They were mirrors reflecting the unchanging nature of the human heart, and they were warnings, warnings that ring louder today in an age where values blur, morals bend, and truth is treated as a relic of the past. Icarus, desire without restraint. Icarus was given wings of wax and feathers, a gift that could carry him to freedom. His father Daedalus warned him, "Fly not too high, not too low." But the thrill of the sky was irresistible. Higher and higher he climbed, until the sun melted his wings, and he fell into the sea. We too have wings, not of feathers, but of technology, wealth, and limitless possibility. We ascend higher with every invention, but lack the wisdom to know when to stop. The Greeks understood. Power without restraint is simply another word for destruction. Pandora's box, the temptation of the forbidden. Given a box and told never to open it, Pandora's curiosity overcame her caution. When the lid lifted, evil rushed out, greed, deceit, envy, to spread across the world. Our modern Pandora's boxes are everywhere, devices in our pockets, unfiltered information, unrestrained indulgence. We open them daily, and when corruption spills into our culture, we call it progress. Freedom without boundaries isn't freedom. It's the slow undoing of civilization. Narcissus, the cult of the self. Narcissus stared into still water and fell in love with his own reflection. Unable to look away, he wasted away by the riverbank. Today's waters are digital screens. We measure our worth in likes, followers, and curated images. The self has become the highest idol, and while we admire our reflection, the world around us crumbles unnoticed. King Midas, when wealth turns to ash. Midas prayed that everything he touched would turn to gold. At first, joy, then horror, as food, drink, and even his daughter turned lifeless in his hands. In our time, we too possess the golden touch, the ability to turn anything into profit. Our labor, our relationships, even our values. But a society that worships gold will one day realize that it has traded life itself for glittering dust. Prometheus, the fire that burns and builds, Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to mankind. It warmed homes, lit the night, and forged weapons. Our fire is knowledge, science, and the power to reshape the natural order. But every flame can either guide or consume. The Greeks knew. Tools are only as moral as the hands that wield them. The Trojan Horse, gifts that destroy. Troy's walls were strong, but the city fell not by force, but by deceit. The enemy entered, hidden within a gift. Our age welcomes its own wooden horses, ideas wrapped in the language of, tolerance, freedom, and progress. Once inside the gates, these ideas often erode the very foundations. They claimed to strengthen Atlas, the weight of responsibility. Atlas was sentenced to hold the sky upon his shoulders, never to set it down. Today, few wish to be Atlas. Responsibility is shunned, sacrifice replaced with self-indulgence. But without those willing to bear the weight, to carry duty, honor, and truth, the very sky will collapse. Why the myths still matter, the Greeks understood. Civilizations fall not only by the sword, but by the slow erosion of the soul. They spoke through myth to remind us that pride destroys, that greed corrodes, that beauty without humility blinds. We are not so different from the ancients. We face the same temptations, commit the same errors, and suffer the same consequences. Only the tools have changed, not the hearts that wield them, the choice before us. Every day, we are Icarus choosing how high to fly. We are Pandora, deciding which box to open. We are Midas, weighing what to value. We are Atlas, deciding whether to carry the sky or let it fall. The myths are not dead. They live in us. They whisper warnings, etched into the stones of history. If we ignore them, we will not just retell their stories, we will live their tragedies. But if we listen, if we choose restraint over recklessness, truth over deception, virtue over vanity, then perhaps history will say that even in an age of moral decay, humanity remembered how to stand.